Justice for the underprivileged. What do you think of when you hear the term social inequality? People who own a business and those who do not? People who have a good education and those who do not? People who work hard and those who do not? Here's a basic definition of social inequality: a situation in which people are not equal because some groups have more opportunities, power, money, or access to education than others. To get a better idea of what social inequality is, take a look at the following statements and decide for yourself if each is true or false. 1. True or false? The 100 richest people in the world have as much combined wealth as the poorest 3.5 billion people in the world. 2. True or false? Disabled people in developed countries are 50% more likely to be unemployed than workers who are not disabled. 3. True or false? Globally, women have less than 40% of all elected representative positions. 4. True or false? In Europe, easy access to green spaces, parks, fields, etc., improves the health of poorer people by as much as 25%. True or false? In the USA, people who live near public transport, buses, subways, etc., have twice as many job opportunities as people who cannot easily get to public transportation. If you answered true to each of the statements, you probably have a good awareness of some of the effects of social inequality around the world. Unfortunately, you would still be incorrect. The answer to each question is false. In fact, the situation for each of the statements is even worse than what is written. Here's how those statements should actually read. The 85 richest people in the world have as much combined wealth as the world's poorest 3.5 billion people. The combined wealth of these very, very rich 85 people is more than the combined wealth of the poorest half of the world's people. 2. Disabled people in developed countries are 200% more likely to be unemployed than workers who are not disabled. For example, if the number of unemployed people who don't have a disability of some kind, age, physical problems, etc., in a country is 10%, the number of employed people who have a disability of some kind is going to be 20% or more. If disabled people are unable to work, it is extremely difficult for them to have better lives for themselves and their families. 3. Globally, women have less than 25% of all elected representative positions. While this is not the case in Taiwan, with Asia's highest percentage of female legislators at over 40%, women are very much underrepresented in almost every governmental body around the world. More than half of the world's population is female. With so few women involved in a country's decision-making, their needs often go ignored and their lives cannot be improved. 4. In Europe, easy access to green spaces, parks, fields, etc., improves the health of poorer people by as much as 40%. Studies show that people who are able to get to natural spaces have better physical and mental health. Without sufficient health, it is almost impossible for poorer citizens to improve their lives. 5. In the USA, people who live near public transport, buses, subways, etc., have 3 times as many job opportunities as people who cannot easily get to public transportation. While the USA might be one of the richest countries in the world, it also has one of the largest differences between its poorest citizens and its richest. For those known as the working poor, not being able to get a better workplace cuts down on the chances that they will be able to find better jobs and a chance at a better life. The above are just a few examples of some of the difficulties that groups who do not have money, power, or education remain trapped in a cycle of poverty and injustice that they can't escape, no matter how hard they try. It isn't always as simple as try harder or just get a better job. Governments need to make sure that the specific needs of underprivileged groups receive the attention and resources necessary to improve their lives. Only then can social injustice be dealt with in a fair and equitable way for all.